Bow, chicky, bow, 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 chicky, bow, bow.
What? This gibberish made-up language casually includes Korean curse words, or is it just a mistake?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
This is going to be our review of House of Dynamite. Full spoilers. It dropped on October. Won-Jin saw it before me. I recently saw it. Big shout out to our Triple Trouble, Zizzy Voida Parrot, and Scott Walker, and our 72 subscribers. But this is we're gonna start our spoilers review. Here we go. Yo, man, this shit was fucking intense. Man, like, I only watched this because you suggested it. I didn't know what it was about. I just went in blind. It reminded me a lot of that Ridley Scott movie.
Which one?
The one with Matt Damon. The Duel.
Oh, the Duel.
Yeah. But
because it was shown in like different perspectives.
Yeah. Well, yes, but I think the Duel was a superior movie than this one. But when in the 30-minute mark, when they didn't show the nuke. See, one of the problem with this movie is when they didn't show what happened and change it to the general perspective, I already kind of knew how the plot was going to go. They were going to just show us this Rashomon, different perspective of different people in this perspective. But it was still good. It was still entertaining. Oh, Zizzy, what's up? Jim, please feed Joe because he's speaking in Ventilac. He must be hungry. Zizzy, the heretic, saying heretical heresy again. But
he's gonna speak that language regardless of how hungry he is.
Yo, my language was beautiful. Admit it. Didn't it sound beautiful?
Like a beautiful gibberish.
No. Just say beautiful. Why did you have to add gibberish to it? Just say it was beautiful.
Because that's what it was.
No, but Won-Jin, look at me. Can you just say it was beautiful?
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Like a gibberish.
But anyway, House of Dynamite. But was it her best work, though? I do wonder. He won't if his mouth is filled with food. I didn't have a good time watching it. I don't know how to feel about it, though. It was horrifying, but I also felt like a emotional punch was kind of missing.
I think it all comes down to the ending, which is
unsatisfying.
Very unsatisfying for me because we are left there with basically no fulfillment of all these things that had been building up.
So I have a question for you, Won-Jin. Does this movie fall under your definition of a pretentious movie?
No, it's not pretentious at all because it's actually very opposite of pretentious. It's actually visceral because I can actually feel what is at stake in terms of human lives and geopolitics. So it's so mundane in a sense. And that's what makes it scary. Like the casual scariness. Yeah. And basically they're deciding the fate of millions of people.
Bureaucrats just doing their job.
Yeah.
The situation they're given is terrifying.
And the reason why America needs to act is because they would look weak. So they need to kill millions. But they don't even know who exactly did this in the first place. It's especially scary because it feels plausible that this could happen. That's why it was so terrifying for me. So I wouldn't say it was pretentious. It was actually very, very intense and kind of nerve-wracking.
So, Won-Jin, I'm about to sound pretentious, okay? So be patient with me. I think the director is very too smart for this movie. In a way, what I mean by that is, it squeezed in a lot of geopolitical issue in a 1 hour and 40-minute movie, right? I feel like the reality is much more complicated than this. Because I remember asking my father when the Soviet Union fell, why didn't they shoot the nukes? I'm okay with, another problem is, I think this movie would have fared better if it wasn't just all American perspective. You know what I mean? There should have been a fourth segment where it's about the Russian or the Chinese perspective. I think the problem with this movie is it tried to bring in a very complex issue within a movie format. But then again, you can argue that just doing this by itself is very hard, and maybe the movie succeeded. But I just felt it was just a little bit. I don't know. I think this is kind of one of those movies that can't win anybody. If you're a common person like me, so we live in a scary movie. I mean, it's good to point out the problem, but one thing you have to remember about this movie, it doesn't suggest any solution to it. How are we supposed to resolve this state-to-state distrust? And
maybe it's our job to come up with the solution, not the director. So maybe just raising awareness of what could potentially happen itself is already the message. But still, did I like this? Especially the way it ended? No. They should have, she should have included a scene we see from Terminator 2, that nuclear blast. If only it ended with something like that, maybe I would have been more satisfied as a regular movie. No,
I think the budget went to Oscar nominee actors, because the actors did a fucking fantastic job.
We see all these great actors from TV and movies. And the funny thing is, a lot of these actors we see in this movie, they're in these TV shows that kind of deal with these the similar crises, and they usually save the day. And this time, they didn't. No, we got those people from The Night Agent. We have people from Reacher. So I'm hoping that something's gonna work, but no.
No, but another thing that's, I'm just being honest, okay, Won-Jin? Hear me out. Just make sure you check me, okay? Why does it have to be America being the victim of a nuclear attack? Because I think a lot of other nations will feel completely different about the scenario. Because I feel like America is possibly more the nation that can actually shoot nuclear bombs to other nations without these kind of repercussions. 20th century history, latter part of the 20th century history tells me that, if you live in America, you might have a different view, but if you're outside of America, America was the aggressor in a lot of ways. And I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but the movie's premise of America being attacked. And another thing is, here's another thing that deludes this movie for me. There was 9/11. This is not a new scenario for Americans, I feel. There was this 9/11 horrific attack that caused innocent 3,000 American lives. I thought that was more realistic than this one, in a way that, of course a nuclear bomb is worse, but 9/11 is real. And none of those 3,000 people deserve that, of course. I'm saying, I just feel like when you look at American filmology, I'm sorry, correct me, grammar corrector.
Filmography?
Yeah. Just I feel like Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer did better than this one.
I guess in my opinion, why this attack on America works is because in reality, I don't think the United States needs to nuke anybody because it's so dominant in power. So there's no need. And second, I think there's so many haters who hate the United States. So it kind of makes sense because I don't think any country will like suddenly nuke like India. But the United States, we know that there are a lot of people who want to see them fall. So maybe that makes it more plausible.
Wait, what? Fall of India?
No, the United States. Yeah.
So outsiders looking.
So, I guess, and also remember, this is an American movie.
No, but then again, I was kind of unfair because we do get the Russian perspective in the movie, and they don't sound like crazy people. They sound like calm, rational people trying to figure out what's going on too.
And your second part, the comparison with 9/11, I think yes, 9/11 was scary, it was real, but I think this actually is more chilling because unlike 9/11, which they hadn't expected to happen, they actually know the scenario of what is going to happen, and they've trained for this thousands of times. And as they casually, believe that something's going to work, it fucking doesn't. That's what's so scary about it, because we think that there's like this deterrence against enemy missiles, especially those intercontinental ones. But like Harry Seldon said here, it's a fucking coin toss. And that's the kind of world we live in.
It's kind of like the movie Stanley Kubrick's I Fell in Love with the Bomb, like 100 years ago, where they're talking about this scenario. But this one is in all seriousness.
And, like the quietness, the tranquility in those, control centers, that's what makes it even more terrifying, because everybody in that room knows what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes. The rest of the world doesn't. And I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to play out in real life. That's why it was so terrifying, in my opinion.
It's a warning then, this movie.
I guess. But still, I didn't like the ending. I needed that nuclear blast.
You needed to fall in Chicago?
I mean, I'm sorry to mention your ex-husband, Miss Bigelow, but James Cameron added that nuke scene in Sarah Connor's dream.
In Terminator 2.
And that's what it was. That's what made nuclear war so terrifying for me. When she was holding on to that fence, like being blasted.
Isn't that the director's cut though?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I know
that's what we needed. Yeah.
No, but don't you think she intentionally left it out to make us think about it?
Yeah, I understand that, but remember, we need that entertainment value.
What do you think about Harry Seldon killing himself?
I kind of had trouble following his decision. It's like, why did he do that?
It was a little sudden for me.
Yeah, because I couldn't exactly understand why he did it. Was he feeling guilty? What was driving him to that decision?
I think the point of the movie was trying to bring out the all too human thing from that kind of place. Because, everybody was breaking the rules and calling their family. And I don't know, though. The movie was horrifying, but in terms of spiritual, human, or whatever value, I don't think it was that satisfying. Like, it was a dark movie.
But the actors, like you mentioned, they were top notch. Like Idris Elba as the president.
I love the bodyguard's line. They're all narcissists. But yet, when the crisis actually comes, he does the salute. And I don't know. It was an interesting movie. I think this is like her, like Kathryn
Bigelow.
This is Kathryn Bigelow's. What's that Tarantino movie with the woman doing the revenge?
Death Proof.
Yeah, this is like her Death Proof to me. This is not her best work. Because I think Hurt Locker, what Hurt Locker did better was it put us in his shoe. And it just made it more personal for us. Here, this is more of I know she's gonna continue to direct. This is like her before King Lear. This is not her best work. I feel like this is like a middle work where she wants to touch on those even darker, deeper scenarios. But this movie is like her, like Death Proof to me, where I loved watching it, but it just doesn't hit all like as a movie, because we got to try to get ourselves out of the political commentary. I think just see it as a movie. And as an artistic movie, I feel like it's not her best work. It was good, but it was not her best work. That's how I'd put it.
Let's see. Zizzy. The problem with this movie is that it was guillotined. The story's good, the idea's nice, the concept bombs, but the application was not as expected. And talking of application, I think she is still super brilliant at making these seemingly mundane moments super, 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 super tense. And that's what she did so well with Hurt Locker. And it kind of suffocates you while
but
you're
the difference
watching
between Hurt Locker is, in Hurt Locker, those soldiers, the danger they're facing is, physically manifest. But here, it's a psychodrama. And I think psychodrama is the hardest to do. I would compare this to Oliver Stone's Nixon, in a way. You remember Oliver Stone's Nixon? Anthony Hopkins kills the role, but one of the problems with this movie is we never get to be completely invested in a character. And that's why I mentioned the Ridley Scott movie,
the Duel.
Yeah, because I think as human beings, when we invest in a movie, we want to be invested in a character for a long time. We just talked about Predator Badlands, but you and I, we were invested in Deck and Thea. Here, like us getting, it may be intentional though, trying to get us to be uncomfortable every 30 minutes. But as a movie, I feel like I want to be invested more in one character. And here, but of course the movie did a great job. They hint at Idris Elba along the way. There are story devices where his screen is black. We don't know what's going on. There's also the scream of Harry Seldon killing himself and that. But overall, I still feel like this is...
It's so funny we now call him Harry Seldon.
Yeah, you started. He's
I keep forgetting the actor's name.
Harris. He's the son of Richard Harris.
Oh, hold on. What was the actor's name? Because we've seen him so many times from, Mad Men. And what was it? Chernobyl.
No, he's the son of Gladiator Emperor.
Oh, Jared Harris.
Yeah.
Jared Harris.
So anyway, let's give a number grade, man.
I would give this movie a 7. I think it was...
You know what, Won-Jin? You don't need to say no more. I give it a 7 too. There's 2% missing from the movie. I can't... I'm dumb, so I can't put it down, but like there's a soul missing. Like, I mean, this movie was never meant to be a morality tale. I get that. But there's something missing in this movie. I can't describe it. It's kind of like Death Proof.
What? Death Proof didn't have anything missing. Death Proof was fucking perfect.
Death Proof is a 7 to me too, man.
Death Proof is a 10.
Shut the fuck up.
JoeJinMovieSoAwesome
gives House of Dynamite a 7. It gave something to think about, but I'm still going to the bar and getting a beer. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and come back to talk about Foundation Season 2. Zizzy gives a 6.5 because after I watched it with interest, I was left hanging. All right, Zizzy, that's a good point. As a story, it was kind of weak. But anyway, we'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Bye.
Bye-bye. Joe has farted.
My fart was
Defcon
beautiful.
1.
My fart.
Defcon 1.
My fart.
Defcon 1.
Fed all the fungi in Won-Jin's house.
Defcon.
They love my fart. They're
We're
crawling
going
all
straight
over
from
the sofa.
DEFCON 4 to DEFCON 1.
Boop, 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 boop,
Warning,
boop, boop,
Joe